Welcome, modelers, to another segment of weathering at Sayre Shops. I have the picture that I'm going to be trying to follow. I'll show you that when I'm done. But the next step after applying a fade coat is to try to simulate some of the dust, grime, rust, and all the other stuff that happens on a freight car. I'm going to apply some powders as my second coat, and then I can dull coat on top of those and the fade coat to protect it. What I have is a box of powders. I have bags in there that have ripped open. I have some plastic containers. I use this as my storage facility and mixing pot, as you might call it, to mix powders and store them and apply them to cars when I need them. Two brushes that I use. One is a soft brush, which will give you a nice even coat that you can blend, and the other one is a small stubby brush that has seen its usefulness. This will give you more of a hard line when you're trying to do something. I kind of like that when it comes to working with ribs. So let's also, if you can't see it, there's my coffee. Gotta have coffee. So sip with that. So let's try some stuff and see what happens. What I'm going to do is, first of all, is dip this into some powders. Now you can control by the amount by tapping off of it or even putting that on here. But let's take a look up here. And from what I can see on the picture, which I'll show you, there appears to be some rusting that has gone along and come down the side of the car. Now, what I'm going to do is, you can see the hard line there. Excuse me. What I'm going to do is switch. I got a little bit of powder on there. What I'm going to do is start bringing that down a little bit. You can see, hopefully, what I'm trying to do. The beginnings of the rust on the top. And a fan brush is a nice tool to pull some of this stuff down. And I'm going to go a little bit darker in here. I'm going to mix a couple. And the next thing, which if I could find it, would be a toothpick. Not toothpick. Q-tip. I'm going to try to do this without hitting the camera. I usually keep some spares on the bench. And these are used to blend. Let's see if I can. Alright, I'm going to go back with my, just a little bit. And, had one. Duh. And using my fan brush, get some of this stuff off, I'm going to now, one of the things I want to do on this side is highlight the rust panels, or well lines I should say. And what you're hearing in the back, unfortunately I can't control, is the heater. A little cold here this time in the Northeast, and hopefully this will not affect the quality of the audio. Okay, let's get a little, be careful with the darker colors, because with the darker colors, if you get too much on there, you won't be able to recover as nice as you can with some of the others. Now, one thing about rust, or to look realistic, is it tends to be darker in the middle where it originated, and lighter, more orangey, as you go away from the original rust spot. Now, I'm gonna use this to darken the tread up. I'm comfortable with what I'm seeing here from the picture that I'm working from. And actually, believe it or not, the picture I am working from is a weathered model. The gentleman, who I wish I could give credit to, his name does not appear. So, let me get some of this stuff in here. And again, let's see, let's try 1, 2. Now you can use any number of brands. I'm using Bragdon's here, but I have pan pastels. I have MIG powders. I use a number of different powders to have at my disposal. Because you never know what you're going to need. It's not that hard. Now, what I want to get here is just a little streaking. The roof is in worse shape than the sides, but that is because this is in cement service, and cement is very caustic when mixed with water. Excuse me. I am going to dull coat this, and then we'll come back.